Sorry, that's just taken a bit longer. Sorry, that was a little giggle. I am so excited about this show. Welcome to Yarn Lane and Happy New Year if you're just tuning in with us. We've had a jam-packed morning on Sewing Street, and this hour is going to go up by in a heartbeat. So, first thing first, I mean, we've had Knitty Critters on before. The show was amazing. We had sellouts galore. So just be aware, it is already very, very busy as I was showing some of these beautiful crochet toys over on Sewing Street, and a lot of people have already checked out. So just to remind everybody, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, as I say, Happy New Year. We've made it. Can you believe it? We made it, 2021. If you want to shop on the website, if you jump to yarnlane.com, it looks very, very similar. In fact, exactly the same to the Sewing Street website if you are familiar with it, but just different colours. So click on Watch Live. You can scroll down past the Watch Live page. As we start to load these, they will appear under today's show deals. But at the moment, they are all there on pre-order. The dachshund, the flamingo. Oh, by the way, the llama's about to sell out. The llama is about to sell out. We'll talk about that in just a second. I'll introduce all the kits, and then we're going to head over to Claire from Knitty Critters to do some demonstration. And I've said to Claire, just so you know, I'm new to this. I'm new. Go easy on me. And she says, oh, don't worry. We'll have you hooked in no time. We'll have you hooked. But these are so amazing, aren't they? And the kits they come in are beautiful. So let's start with the flamingo, just because I'm holding on to him. This is Flo. She's absolutely gorgeous. I love, love, love the colour of the yarn as well. Oh, look. Oh, she's not camera shy, is she? You're also getting, let me show you the packaging that it comes in, because it comes beautifully packaged. Inside, you have 300 grams of your blanket yarn. So actually, even though these are big toys, when I first saw the boxes, I didn't realise how big the projects were that you were going to make. I thought they'd be smaller. But because of the size of the blanket yarn, but it comes together really quickly. We'll talk to Claire about that as well. You also get your crochet hook in there. You have your toy stuffing. You have 2 different size crochet hooks in there. Your toy stuffing, and you also have your pattern. So you have all of that included for £24.99. It's just amazing. Look, I look really small, don't I? It is in front of me. This is designed by Mandy Cameron here in the UK. Claire from Knitty Critters is here though, and I know that they are an amazing team at Knitty Critters, a small team again, based here in the UK. It is suitable for confident, adventurous beginners. So it is set out row by row. Your instructions are set out row by row in UK terminology. So quite often you can pick up patterns and there's different terms, whether it be American or wherever it's from. So it is really lovely to follow, and especially with your help and guidance from Claire today. With the help from Claire, if you watched back today's show, come on, we can do it. New hobby, new skill for 2021. Flo is gorgeous, already flying out again, already very, very popular. I just love her, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop them down here as we go, just so that it gives me a little bit more room. I'll bring Flo back up in a second. Let's go to the dachshund. This is, what's his name? Diggy the dachshund. Oh my word, he is gorgeous. And again, he's a lot bigger than you think he's going to be. He's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that face. Again, suitable for confident beginners, suitable for beginners, which I must say, if you are beginning with crochet, what an amazing project to have as your first project. It looks so impressive. Oh, I must say, dachshunds are very on trend, to the point that anybody who walked around my house would think I have a dachshund, because I've got so many. That's why Kat said I had to bring this in for you, because I love dachshunds, sausage dogs. They're so cute. Don't have one, but you would think, looking around my home at all the different dachshund things, that I've had a dachshund or got a dachshund. But they're absolutely gorgeous. Come say hello, by the way. I have got my Facebook Live page going, so if you've got any questions for Claire throughout the hour, get them in. So this one comes again with your printed pattern, your burnet blanket yarn, your super soft, super chunky yarn. It also comes with different coloured yarns for the facial features. It comes with 2 different crochet hooks, toy stuffing, and easy to follow crochet pattern. Again from Knitty Critters. And what a lovely gift for somebody this would make. I bought a friend of mine one of the elephant from last time, and she absolutely loved it for Christmas, because they are really beautiful gifts, aren't they? Whether you're a beginner or you're more advanced, they look so impressive. $24.99. We also have Charlie. Let's say hello to Charlie the chimp. Look at him, he's absolutely gorgeous. So this is Charlie. Oh, isn't he amazing? I'm saying it again, you would not believe when you look at how amazingly detailed and complex it looks, it's suitable for beginners. Have a go. I'm with you on this one. New year, maybe it's New Year's resolutions, pick up your crochet hooks. And maybe you're a knitter, or if you're a sewer, if you've never done it before, this is going to be a fantastic new hobby and new skill. Especially as earlier on, way back when, 8 o'clock this morning, we were sitting talking about hand embroidery. And we were saying, look, I know that, yes, we're entering a new year and we're really hopeful about this year, but still this moment in time, there is still a lot of uncertainty, and I think we are still going to be spending a lot of time at home for the first part of this year. So Catherine actually sounded really excited about it. She was like, right, I'm just going to hibernate, I'm going to do lots of hand sewing. She loves crochet and knitting as well. She was like, I'm just going to sit and do the things that I absolutely love. So what gorgeous projects. Oh, thank you, Kat. Kat's already offered to make this for me. She says, do you know anyone that's having a baby? This would be lovely for a nursery, wouldn't it? $24.99. So that's your beautiful Charlie, the chimp. Right, let's do Tumble Ted. Tumble Ted is here at the front. Do you want me to move him over, Elliot? Once again, you get everything that you need. So you get your burnet blanket yarn, you get your crochet hook, which is an 8mm one. You also get a 5mm one. So you don't even need, any additional tools. We'll talk about with Claire if there's anything else that you need to add in. You get 200 grams of your toy stuffing. You have your length of yarn as well for the features, and your easy to follow crochet pattern. And it comes in such a lovely box, whether you're choosing to make this for somebody or whether you gift it to someone who loves crochet or is a beginner at crochet. We all have these friends, don't we, who, if you are a crocheter or knitter, or if you're a sewer, that say, how do you do that? I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to. Why not buy them the kit? Jot down today's date, get them to watch it back on YouTube and crochet along with Claire as well. $24.99, Tumble Ted. Now, I know that I'm flying through these, but I'm very aware that we have got a very short amount of time and we want to do as much demo as possible. So this is Tumble Ted. He's available for $24.99 on the website, or of course speak to the customer service team on the number on your screen. It's the same postage and packaging across the board if you've already shopped today with Sewing Street, and it's the same login account details as Sewing Street as well. Now, the last big toy. Are you ready? Because this will sell out. We are extremely limited. He's amazing. Already down to single figures on our amazing Louie the Llama. Lulu, not Louie. Lulu the Llama. Oh my word. I absolutely love him. He's just lovely, isn't he? So you get all of your yarn, you get your crochet hooks, you get your toy filling, you get the different length of yarn for the features, easy to follow crochet pattern. And all of that is included in your kit. It's just amazing. Oh, Lulu's, Lulu could be a she or he. $24.99. Kat's telling me that it's a girl llama. We don't know that. $24.99. You do get the yarn included to be able to make the scarf and hat as well. Wow! You get the yarn to be able to do the hat and the scarf, the accessories as well, which is brilliant. Loads of you absolutely love this. Oh, Elizabeth, honestly, Elizabeth said, Vicky, I can see you putting a show on using those beautiful toys for your baby. Oh yeah, you know when you like play with the toys. I used to always do that when I was little, lining them all up to go for a tea party. That'd be so cute. You better be. Oh, I better be very nice to my guest. She's saying. Keep grinning and winking, Anna. I have kept winking, Anna. Right, so. They are beautiful, aren't they? That is the last of all of the big Knitty Critter toys collections. We've also got some Pocket Pals. We'll really quickly whiz through those so you can see them. They're there on the website and they're already going. So before we go over to Claire, there they are. You have got 4 different kits actually. I've got Magical Forest to start with. Magical Forest is this one. Now, I don't have a finished one of these. This is the only one that I don't have a finished sample of, but you can see beautiful unicorns. Look at this with their rainbow mane as well. $13.99. Now, let's see what you get in here. Easy to follow pattern, 100 grams of your Burnett blanket yarn for the mane, tail, face, everything that you need to make all 3 of your unicorns, your crochet hook as well, and your toy filling. Maybe if you are thinking, right, I am starting out and I don't want to commit to doing a huge llama, I just want to dip my toe in. It's only $13.99. Again, a lovely gift for somebody, and it is suitable for beginners. Pocket Pals, the lovely little sausage dog. See, this would be good for me to try then, wouldn't it? This would be great for me to try. Kat saying, get both, Vix, because once you've done this, you'll definitely want to have a go at the big one then. The sausage dog, I have seen somewhere as well. There he is. Oh, so again, this time you get your 3 balls of your 100% cotton yarn. You also have your yarn for the facial features. You have your crochet hook, your stuffing, and your pattern included in the box to be able to make your lovely little sausage dog. Then Pocket Pals continued. We also have the giraffe. We have the giraffe. I don't have the giraffe here with me, but look at him again. This would be lovely oh, I just love it. I love him. You get your yarn. You have your facial feature yarn as well. Crochet hook, stuffing, and pattern suitable for beginners. Fantastic. Go for it. £12.99. And finally, before we head over to Claire, we've got the unicorns. This is Candy. Candy unicorns. And look at a lovely mane. Oh, love her. £12.99. And I suppose you could do it in different sizes. So whether you want to do the larger one, which is the one that you can see there, or the smaller, oh, gorgeous. Just a smaller hook will make the whole project slightly smaller. So it's up to you which size you want to do. £12.99. What a great price to get started, especially when you know that you've got a pattern that you can follow. It's quite daunting, isn't it, when you first look at knitting patterns or dressmaking patterns, and the terminology can be quite sort of scary, jargon that is a new language effectively. So to be able to have all of the all of the terminology all broken down for you, and Claire here as well to talk you through that. Llama has gone. Well, I don't know if you got the llama. Flo the Flamingo, I think, could sell out any second now as well. If you want Flo the Flamingo, please do check out nice and early, because whilst we're doing the demonstration, I'm not going to keep recapping everything, so just be aware. If you do want to call the customer service team, it's 0800 4700 600. It's completely free to call from UK landline or mobile. I'm sure if you just say to them, look, I just want the big sausage dog, they'll figure it out. So don't worry about item codes, but if you can jot them down, they're all on the website. Amazing. Claire, it's so lovely to see you. So sorry that's taken so long.
Happy New Year. That's
Happy
all right.
New Year. Thank you for spending your New Year's Day with us. You're kicking off 2021, Yarn Lane. And I must say, the last time you were here, I was on Surrey Street. I know you were on with Bex, but we had a good chat about Knitty Critters themselves. So anybody who missed the show, can you tell us just briefly a little bit about Knitty Critters and your involvement with them?
So I went to one of these craft shows that you go to.
Okay.
And I was walking around just as a crafter.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the little kits that you can get. They're lovely and beautiful, but when you ask how much are these, and they say they're £20, you're like, oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah. And then I saw the Knitty Critters, and I saw these big boxes, and I saw the finished samples that you can see yourself. And when I asked how much are these, and it's £25, give or take a penny. And it was, now I feel like I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Can I have the llama? Oh, we've sold out. Can I have the jellyfish? We've sold out. And exactly the same story, and that got me hooked. And it was Mandy Cameron who was actually there at the show, and she was demonstrating.
So Mandy designed these?
She designs them all. She's amazing, such an inspiration, and every year she's coming up with new and new designs. And it was from being at the show, talking to Mandy, and we got chatting, and I said, I love crochet. And she said, well, you know, I need people to make the samples for me. And I need people, you know, when the new patterns come out, somebody to have a go and having a test. And before you know it, I'm all over the Knitty Critters, and I'm involved, and I'm selling them, and I can't get enough of them. So
oh, they are brilliant. Like you say, I think the size of them, but because of now I'm completely new to this, but because of the Barnet yarn, I'm presuming they come together actually quicker than you sort of presume.
Yes. So one thing that you said there, you said some people might want to try the smaller ones first. I'd actually be tempted to go with the big ones first.
Right, less
because of the chunky yarn. Because I've got the different yarns here, and you can see that this is the chunky yarn and this is the thin yarn. And so you're going to need quite a chunky hook. This is a size 8 for this yarn.
Yeah.
And over here, this one's a size, well, I'll probably go a bit smaller than that actually. This is a size 4. So if you're just getting started, then this actually really hurts to be crocheting with really small yarn and really tight stitches. And this one is probably a bit more forgiving.
That's a good point.
It grows a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Don't be put off because they're bigger.
Right.
So I would actually say give this one a go. And you'll see, this is one of the things I'm going to demonstrate today. In the little ones, we change colour quite often. Where in the bigger ones, you look at the Ted, you look at flow, and they're one colour.
Yeah.
So I'd say don't be put off by the big ones. And actually changing colours, one of the things I really wanted to talk about today because there's so much of it happening.
Fantastic.
Are you happy for me to just go into that then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fabulous.
Please get going.
So I've got here, I've started the base to Tumble Ted. And I've got various limbs over here that we're going to attach a bit later on. So when you look at Charlie Chimp and you look at Lulu Llama, you'll see that they change colour. So you start doing the paws, the feet, and then the legs themselves change into a different colour. So I've tried to go with the same sort of browns and creams that I use there. So we've crocheted to this point, and it could be in the pattern. It then says, now change to colour B.
Okay.
You're using colour A, change to colour B. So what we might be tempted to do is doing a double crochet, and this gives me a chance to demonstrate a double crochet as well.
So how many stitches are there in crochet? Are there quite a lot of stitches?
No, not really.
Right.
So you talked about the American terminology.
Yeah.
So we use singles, doubles and trebles are your core stitches.
Okay.
In the American terminology, what we call a treble, the Americans call a double.
Ah, so this way it gets
What
confusing.
we call a double, the Americans call a single. So most of these are made doing double crochet, UK double crochet stitches. If you use an American double, you're going to be doing UK trebles. And you can imagine you might run out of yarn quite quickly, not have enough stuff in, they'll be a bit misshapen. So that really is important. So I'm going to show you the double crochet now.
Brilliant.
Then we'll change colour and then we'll have a look at something else. So I've got one on my hook. If I just have one here, then that's great. That's where I want to be when I'm about to start a new stitch. If I've got any more than one bit of yarn over the hook, then I'm probably in the middle of something and I need to finish it off.
Okay.
So if we look along this edge here, if the camera can see that, you can see these little V shapes that run down. They're the stitches from the previous row.
Okay.
And when we go in this time round, if I just get a smaller hook, we need to go through both parts of the stitch like this. So when it says go into the stitch, that's what it means. Go underneath both parts like that. Okay? So I'm going to do that with this hook. So we put it through both stitches and pull out the other side. And then we wrap the yarn round. When we're beginning, we tend to wrap, and as you get a bit more advanced, you use the shape of the hook to just hook the yarn, and the shape of it will draw it and hook it through. So as you pull it back, the shape of the hook will just pull it through.
Nice.
Now we've got 2 on the hook, which is how I know I'm doing a double. How can it be anything other than double when there's 2?
Right.
So I don't
makes
understand
sense.
how it could be anything other than a double. But I know I've got 2, so I need to finish this off. So I'm going to put the yarn around the hook again, and I'm going to pull it through both of them, 1, 2. I'm back to having 1 on the hook again, and I've completed 1 double stitch.
Right.
So this brown, under the camera you can see, it's not that clear to see, so I'm going to change to white now, and we're going to look at changing colours, because we need to use that quite a lot in these patterns. Many people will complete a stitch, and it'll say, quite often in the pattern, to finish the round and now attach yarn B. So people will be tempted now to go to the next stitch in yarn B. What I would say is don't do that. So this stitch, let's take this one out. Let's go back to where we were.
Do you find that with crochet it's more forgiving on going back than if it were a knitting?
Much more forgiving, especially when it grows this quickly.
Yeah.
I do knit, not as well as I crochet, but I do knit. And one of my biggest frustrations is when you look down and you see a hole and you're thinking, how can I get that back without having to undo all these rows?
Right.
And I do think it's much more forgiving, and you tend to spot it a bit earlier, I think, than when you're knitting and then you see a hole.
Yeah.
So this one, what we're going to do now, we're going to do the double again. So we're going to go through the stitch, pick up the yarn using the hook and pull it through, and I'm going to stop. I'm not going to finish this stitch here. I'm going to leave it with the 2 on, and I'm going to take my next colour.
Now don't cut that yarn off yet.
Don't cut it off yet.
Okay.
Don't cut it off. So we're going to make an adjustable slip knot with this, and this gives me another opportunity to demonstrate how to actually make an adjustable slip knot. So we did this in the last show. We make it like a bird with our hands, and I'm right-handed, so I'm doing this with my left hand, and I make it with my thumb and my middle finger. So I've got a bird.
Yeah.
Ignore this first finger. The yarn is like a worm.
Okay.
So you're going to bite it. The bird's going to bite the worm. And then this finger is what we're going to use to wrap the yarn around twice from the knuckle to the nail. Once, twice, and the bird eats the worm again. So we're like this. Now we're going to pass the back one over the front, but don't let it slip off your finger. The back one over the front again, and all the way off your finger this time. There we go. And we have the loop, which now would go onto your hook. There we go. And it's an adjustable slip knot, because if I pull this small one, it will tighten. And if I give a wiggle, it will open back up again.
How tight do you want that on your hook?
So, to begin with, when you're learning, you don't want it that tight at all. However, this is really important in these patterns, because if we pull Toggle Ted's base back now, you can see right in the middle, there's no hole. So when I've done my first round, I will pull this tail and I'll pull it tight and I'll pull the hole so it closes.
Right, and is that the same as if you were doing it with the finer yarn for the smaller toys as well?
Exactly the same technique, exactly the same. So now I have a new hoop in the white, in the cream, and I'll take this one back. If I now slip this over my hook like this, I can tighten it a little bit, and I pull this through, I'm going to finish the yarn in the white. I've already got it on the hook, and I can do the next one in white. So through the stitches, pick up the yarn and pull it through, 1, 2, round the hook, pull it through, and I'm in my new colour. And you can see we've changed colour quite nicely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you why I suggested we added that white one when we did. So let me take the white off. Pull it off. If I were to finish the brown, so I had the 2, I'm going to finish in the brown, and now I'm going to start in the white. So through and pick it up.
So this is what you would do for like the paws.
I'll show you. So if you have a look at his ears, Charlie Chimp's ears.
Yeah.
you can see he's got a white inner.
Oh, yes.
And then we do the brown outer. And his paws as well, if you look at the paws as well,
right,
they're all done in the round. So
Okay.
we've done it in this cream yarn to begin with.
Yeah.
We've done so many rows and then we've changed to the brown and carried on. So they're not sewn on afterwards, it's all incorporated in.
Nice.
So we need to know how to change yarn. So if I, now I've got finished the brown one and I've gone to the white one.
Mm-hmm.
If I now wrap this round and finish it off, you'll see what has happened. If I lay that down, so the brown part from this stitch has overlapped at the top of the white one.
Right.
It's not a clean stitch.
No.
By adding the cream before you finish the last one in the first colour,
It gives you a really
it's a
clean
nice
start.
clean transition to the new one. If you finish the stitch and then go into the second one, you end up with this overlap here.
Oh, I love it.
So that's one tip that I wanted to bring along today.
Oh, you brought loads of tips. Elizabeth has just said, the bird and the worm, that's the best description I've ever heard. Brilliant.
Oh, fabulous. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So what else was I going to show you? We've done a double crochet. We've done casting on. One of the other things, in fact, I'm going to stay in that colour because the contrasting yarn does actually help me with my demonstrations. So let me go back to the 2 on the stitch.
And how much tension do you keep on the ball itself, on the sort of ball of yarn itself? Do you need to leave that quite loose?
No, you don't. It is fairly forgiving.
Okay.
At home, I have one of them yarn bowls. I got one for Christmas.
Yeah. Nice.
It's brilliant, and it stops everything getting tangled because I've got 3 cats.
Right.
So
that love your yarn, I bet.
Oh, they love it because they can just see this little movement,
Yeah.
and they want to kind of jump on it. And I just have it on the floor next to me and give it a little pull every now and again, a little tug.
Okay.
So what I'm going to show you now, I'm just going to do a couple of doubles. Let's just move along a little bit so I'm in the new colour and you can see the contrast. One of the other techniques you're going to need for these, if you can grab Toggle Ted, his foot, you'll see the shape of his foot. It starts off in the round, it gets slightly bigger, and then the front gets smaller. You decrease at the front, and you can see it gives you that foot shape. So, and then you carry on up the leg. So it is all done as one piece.
Ah, okay.
Starting getting bigger and then decrease. So I'm going to show you.
Sometimes you would sew into it then? Sometimes you would create different shapes and then sew them together. Is that another alternative?
Yeah, you could do. So there's little parts. So if we have a look at your Dachshund, Diggy Dachshund, his paws, and even the Ted, they've been sewn on top. So the black part of the Ted's paws, and the Dachshund's features, they've been sewn on afterwards. So his muzzle's been created separately and sewn on afterwards.
Okay.
Where possible, Mandy does like to design these so they're incorporated, because if you want to give it as a toy, you want to know it's safe, it's secure, it's attached. The least you can do is sewing on, and the more you can incorporate, the safer it's going to be.
Okay.
So this technique is decreasing. Decreasing is going to be important for making the shapes. One way we can decrease, we can go through one stitch, we pick up the yarn and pull it through, then we go through the next stitch, pick up the yarn and pull it through, wrap the yarn round and pull it through everything, and we've gone from having 2 stitches into 1.
Right.
I don't necessarily like that in this yarn because it is quite a bulky yarn and you're going to end up with a bit of a lump. So I'm going to show you another technique using the bulky yarn. We're just going to use, if you remember that V shape earlier, we're just going to use the first one of the V shapes. So just the front loop on these next 2. We're going to go through the first one, through the second one, pick up the yarn, pull it through both of them, 1, 2, yarn round and pull it through. So we've ended up again turning 2 stitches into 1, but it's going to be much less bulky than that first method that I showed you by just using the front loops, because it is quite a bulky yarn and you don't want lots of bulkiness sticking out. So
lovely. So that's then to create your shapes to go into one.
Shapes. Yes, it is.
To decrease.
Right.
I had a question just coming in. Hi Karen, Happy New Year. Karen has said, let me see if I can squeeze around. Here we go. So I have Jeffrey the giraffe said, I am a nervous crocheter, but I can do a granny square, etc. When you're making the legs, for example, do you have an extra chain before starting a new round? I have, but not sure if it's correct. She says they're absolutely gorgeous, and you're right, you do get so much for the price. Big thanks from Karen.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Karen. That's a great question. So, when you're working in the round, as Karen suggests there, you can finish your round.
Yeah.
And you join to the first stitch of the round. So you go all the way around, you stitch in, chain one, all the way around, stitch in, chain one. That is a method that is used.
Okay.
But what that gives you is a seam running up the back,
Yeah.
because you're attaching it and moving up, attaching
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
moving up. What this is designed to do is be seamless. So what you're going to need, and I see that you're selling them today, are some stitch markers.
Right.
Aha,
Yep.
leading perfectly. So I've got various stitch markers here. I've got so many different types. These are my favourites, but they're a bit big and dangly. But I don't lose them.
No, they look nice, fancy ones.
So you want to mark, as you'll see on this one, your first stitch in the round. So when we get to it, if I quickly work my way around here, I'll finish this round off. This is where talking and crocheting.
I know they're saying numbers randomly in my ear to try and put you off. I won't do it, I promise.
We said this last time, when you go to these knit and natters, if people are nattering, they're not knitting.
No.
So I've just finished this round. I finished it off, and I've got to the one where I'd put my stitch marker last time. I've put a black one against brown yarn. That's not very clever, is it? So if we put this bright yellow one in.
You still spotted it, yeah.
There we go.
That's good.
So what I would do, I've reached this one. I know I've got to the end of the round. I'll take this off, and I'll attach it to the one that's on the hook. And that's marking the start of the next round. As you saw when we did the colour change, this top one is going to form the curve over the top of the first stitch in the round.
Right.
So as we start crocheting the next round, this stitch we just leave it on, and we leave it on, and it'll end up as the first one, and we go all the way around again, and when we get to the last one we move it up. And by doing that, we don't have a seam, and we don't have to worry about chains and singles. We just carry on doubling the whole way around, all the way around. It is quite easy to lose count.
Yeah.
If somebody comes in knowing where are you up to, so you'll either want to keep a note somewhere, use your pattern to highlight and tick off the rows as you do them. You might want a sort of stitch row counter like this one. This Bernat yarn is beautiful because as you look at it, if the camera looks down on it now, you'll be able to see each of the rounds, and you can literally count where I'm up to.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to I've completed round 6. I'm just about to start round 7.
Like you say, it's probably easier actually then to do the larger ones as opposed to counting the smaller ones.
It is so visible.
The markers, by the way, are these ones in my hand, £2.99. They're purple and green. Lots of people add them to your order. You get 50 of them. Lots of different sizes in there as well, large and small. So depending on if you are working on one of the smaller pocket pals, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
We've also had a picture come in from Amanda. Oh, thank you for all of your lovely messages. I made these for a friend. They are gorgeous, Amanda. So, right, talk me through. If I want to do different sizes using different crochet hooks, will that change the size of the outcome then?
It will.
So is this what Amanda's done, do you think?
I think so, because they look identical. I reckon she's done different sizes. So this is an 8mm hook. And it's an 8mm hook that you will get in your kit for the bigger hook.
So the flamingo, for example, you'll get an 8mm hook.
You'll get the smaller one as well for the beak on the flamingo, the facial features. This is a 9mm, and then we've got a 10mm, and you can see just the hook sizes there. It's ever so subtle, but you can just make that out. It doesn't go up by a lot, but just changing from an 8 to a 10, it
Makes a
will start
difference.
to make a difference. So you'll still have enough yarn in your kit to go up a few sizes
Right.
or down,
Okay.
and you should have enough stuff in. So don't be afraid if you want to go up a little bit more.
So if you go up a size, you'll get a bigger toy?
Yes. So
Right.
you'll see your pocket pals there. You've got 2 different sizes unicorn.
Yeah.
Identical pattern. You can see the change in colour at the same places. Identical, just in different hook sizes.
Right.
There is enough yarn in the pocket pals to either do 2 small or 1 large.
Oh, right. Okay, brilliant.
So
That's good value, isn't it?
so 2 small or 1 large on those, because there's quite a lot of that.
And so that would be using a larger crochet hook.
Yeah, just use a larger crochet hook. I know that I've got quite a tight tension to my crocheting.
Right.
So for me to make the critters and make them quite big, I usually go up to at least a 9. I don't do it in an 8. I go up to a 9,
Right.
and sometimes a 10. Other people might think that theirs is quite loose, so they might want to go down, and you could probably go down to a 6.
Okay. We've got lots of different sizes on the website, by the way, if you do want to experiment. I bet you sort of build up your stash, don't you? And you build up all the different tools.
Right.
How many hooks have you got?
Well, this was another Christmas present.
Oh, I love it!
I've got a
Claire's
bag,
crochet
Claire's
hooks.
crochet hooks. So
That's brilliant.
they're all in there, and they know they're mine. So I got my yarn bowl, I've got my crochet hooks.
Oh, nice. You're all kitted
Take
out
them
then, aren't
everywhere.
you? Brilliant. See, I know a lot of people who've got Yarn Lane vouchers as well for Christmas. Brilliant. Go onto the
Ideal.
web and have a look.
Brilliant.
Ideal for gifts or treat yourself. We had another question, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
This is from Emma. Emma's messaged in saying, "Afternoon all, Happy New Year, Emma. I've bought the jellyfish and unicorn from Yarn Lane. I'm beginner. Which do you think is probably best to go for first?"
So I think Squish the Jellyfish is a brilliant beginner one. There's
Right.
one we demonstrated when we first
Yeah.
came on, and we brought that one on because it's a really good to get going. You don't need to worry about changing yarn.
Yeah.
You just it's only really 3 parts. The tentacles on Squish the Jellyfish are done in rows, whereas the hood and the base is done in the round. So it gives you a real good opportunity to practice both crocheting round and crocheting rows.
Oh, lovely.
Flo Flamingo, actually, don't be put off, and she's very similar in that a lot of her is done in the rounds. We can have a look at her wings, they're all rounds.
Yeah.
You can have a look at her stomach, and the body is made in the rounds, but then
Yeah.
her legs are made in rows.
Right.
So she's a really nice one for practicing 2 different styles of crocheting, both in the round and in the rows.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
all in one colour, other than the beak.
Love it.
So like Squish, although she might look a bit more complicated, she's not. Don't be put off if you're a
If you
beginner.
do want Squish, by the way, the octopus that we had in the first show with Claire, if you go onto the website, I'll show you. If you click on yarnlane.com and type in Knitty Critters, they're all there, all the ones that we didn't get a chance to do. I've got the elephant, and I bought it for a friend who loves crochet. There's a sloth that was very popular. There's a rabbit. There's Jeffrey the giraffe. There's the lovely Ted as well, and there's Squish at the bottom. So if you do want to have a go at Squish, there's only 6 of them left, by the way. So if you do want any of the other Knitty Critters, then absolutely make the most of them. Thank you ever so much.
I know some of your other viewers from the last time around, they put some pictures up, and I know Sue Franklin had done the Squish jellyfish.
Oh, so well
and
done.
Anne Munro showed us her Sophia unicorn.
Oh.
So Squish and Sophia are obviously
Very popular.
quite popular ones, aren't they?
Oh, I love the fans page. It's brilliant, isn't it,
Great.
to share all the makes? Definitely. It really is inspiring, because I know when you start out, it's quite daunting. And I think a lot of us think, I don't want something that looks like a beginner project. Do you know what I mean? You'll still be so proud of this. And when you tell people that you've made it, oh, well, they wouldn't believe it was your first project, would they? It's so impressive. It doesn't look babyish, doesn't look, really beginner-like. It's one that then, I suppose, once you grow on your crochet journey, you'll look back and think, gosh, I remember that, my first project. It's nice to remember. Right, sorry, anyway, where were we? What
Have
do
we
you
got
want to show
time?
now?
We've got time for some more demoing. I've got
Absolutely.
brought all sorts this time.
Oh,
It's
brilliant.
great.
Yeah, I've got 15 minutes.
So fabulous. So I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to put the brown aside, and I'm going to do a little bit of Flo Flamingo. If on her wings, you'll see she's got these lovely feathers that go around the edge, and on her bottom as well. She's got some lovely feathers as well.
Is this probably easier to show you like that? Yeah, look
There.
at that.
So they look really complicated, but they're not, I
Oh,
promise
yeah, the
you.
circles again.
They're the circles again.
This fluff.
So this circle, it's what we call a standard increase.
Yeah.
It slowly starts building. and you only go, let me see, flow. You only go to round 5. You only do 5 rounds for our wings. And on round 6, we make those feathers. So to make the feathers, we do a slip stitch. This is another new one. So there's a couple of few new terminologies, but a slip stitch is simply, we go through the stitch, we pull the yarn through, and we pull it all the way through the one on the hook. We don't do anything else. So it's like a sneaky stitch. And from here, we're going to do a chain of 5. So we wrap the yarn around the hook and we do 1, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we do 5, we make a chain. Then we slip stitch into the next stitch. Pull it through, straight through the one on the hook. And you can see we've made this little twisty
that's lovely.
We do that 15 times.
Okay.
So if we chain 5, slip stitch to the next one, chain 5, slip stitch to the next one, and we do 15 of them.
Oh, so you'll be an expert by the 15.
And that's why I think these kits are so good as well, because the repetition, the rounds, the chains, the repetition, by the end of doing a wing, you can do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy.
And it is so effective. It's good, I suppose, then to remember that stitch to be able to use and incorporate into other projects as well.
Definitely.
So if you did want to do the teddy bear with fluffy ears around it, I suppose you could.
You can have a play.
Adapt
have
and
a play
have a play.
yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Have a play.
Amazing.
Have a play. All right. So shall we? While I've got pink here, and I'm doing this on purpose because it's contrasting colour. And that really helps to demonstrate. So I'm going to go back to there. I'm going to attach a limb.
Do you do lots of teaching, by the way, Claire?
I do like teaching, yes.
Yeah,
and
very
this year's
clear,
it's been really strange, hasn't it? Because we've not been able to do this face to face, so we've had to do it via Zoom, via online.
Yeah.
I do love teaching people to crochet, so I can't wait. That's one of the resolutions this year, to get out, hopefully, and do a bit more face-to-face teaching.
Oh, good. Well, you're not far from us anyway, are you? You're not far at all. So we'll have to book on to the workshops, Kat.
Oh, that'd be great. So I'm going to use some contrasting colour. I've got the pink on purpose here, and I've got various arms and legs from Tumble Ted.
Oh, fantastic.
So should we do an arm or a leg?
Let's go for an arm.
Let's go for an arm. Sorry, I'm going to do a
Go
leg
for a
because
leg.
there's more of it. It's a bit wider. You'll see we've got the
yes.
thicknesses here. So check your pattern to say which way they need to sit, but it's so forgiving. Do the legs want to sit across like this, or do they need to sit like this?
Right.
And actually, it could be personal preference on how you want your finished animal to look. So I'm going to attach it this way. So I've marked there, I've just got a stitch marker so I know where to begin. If we fold it in half, there's an even amount of stitches there. I think it finishes on 10. Let me think, or it could be 12, it's 12. So I've got 6 on either side, doubles. So I'm going to attach it to this. We're going to line them up. In this first one, I'm going to go through the first one on his leg, the second one on his leg, and then I'm going to go through the next stitch on my round. So I've got lots and lots of yarn on the hook there. We're going to wrap the pink around and we're going to pull it through all 3 layers. And as you can see, we've still only got 2, it's still a double.
Right.
It's just going to take in all 3 layers. Yarn around the hook, finish that stitch. So I'll repeat that along the leg. So the front of the leg, the back of the leg, the next stitch on the body, yarn around the hook, pull it through and finish the double. So if I just keep going, that's 3. We keep going. One of these will be a bit gnarlier, if you like, because of where you finish off the round. Don't worry, it's really forgiving.
Okay.
You just shove it through.
Well, you look very relaxed with it. I think you've got to not have tension in your sort of hands, because The only crochet I've done is actually probably the hardest one to sort of start with, was with wire, with jewellery making.
Oh my gosh, talk about the deep end.
I know, so maybe I need to just have a go with the nice chunky. But I was so tense. I was so tense.
Go with this the big soft yarn. I don't want to put people off buying the little pocket pals. They are beautiful, and I know we need to have a few more minutes just to talk about them. Yeah. But you'll see now, because I've done the contrasting colour, we've crocheted the leg to the body.
Oh, nice.
And because we've incorporated it as we've gone along, it's much more secure than sewing it on afterwards.
Right.
So if you are giving this to a gift for a child, we know that they can give it a really, that isn't coming out, that's crocheted in as we've gone along.
Oh, that's really good then. So there's still other ways of sewing in, but with it being really secure.
Yeah, so that's attached. And we do that for Toggle Ted, we do it for the chimp. There's various other ones. I know that some of the ones that we had on last time, we did that as we went along.
It's all in the pattern though, isn't it?
But it's all in the pattern, it will tell you as you go along.
Okay, brilliant. So, just so you know, the Flow Flamingo and Diggy Dachshund are both very, very limited now. I think they'll both sell out today. The main graphic at the moment is lovely Diggy the Dachshund, and your side graphic is your flamingo. Look at him, he's so gorgeous. So you say that this is sewn in, the muzzle itself is a different part. So you
that muzzle is sewn on afterwards.
Yeah. They're lovely, aren't they? Look at his ears, he's so cute. And the flamingo, side graphics, $24.99. So can we briefly talk about pocket pals, because we've literally got about 5 or so minutes.
So the pocket pals are just a smaller version of the Knitty Critters. The patterns and the way Mandy talks about through the patterns, exactly the same. It's just we're using smaller yarn.
Right.
And this yarn is Hello Cotton yarn. You get a 25-gram ball for each colour, but it's so vibrant. The colours are so vibrant. Yeah. And can I just say, Fig. The sausage dog is my favourite because my cat's called Fig.
Oh!
So give my cat a name check.
Oh!
So you get 3 balls in each of those kits.
Oh, lovely.
3 of these, and these are the Fig colours. So 3 balls of cotton. They're exactly the same. The patterns are written exactly the same, but you do need to be a bit more confident because you're changing colour. Right. But they're done in exactly the same way as the Knitty Critters. So
if you have done some of the larger Knitty Critters, then maybe you could go onto these and you've learnt the techniques. They're still the same techniques.
So those people who were telling us they got Sophia Unicorn last time, have a go at Candy Unicorn or even the Forest, the Magical Forest. Yeah. Because they are made exactly the same way as you made Sophia, the unicorn.
Yeah.
The spiraled mane and tails. That's the same technique as to make Squish the Jellyfish tentacles.
Oh, okay. So they're transferable techniques, aren't they?
Transferable techniques. You'll start to get familiar. You put a turn into a row. So
once you've made one, you'll start to then go, right, I know how to do that because I've done that before with this one. And when you go to make the next one, you'll pick up the same techniques again. I must say, there's loads of new people who have been buying this out, lots of new customers. I've got a feeling that a lot of people have been sort of, like me, going, right, do you know what, new year, creative new year as well this year. Creative new year. I think a lot of people are going to be starting new hobbies and new crafts and new skills, which is brilliant.
My resolution is actually to finish some of my projects, not to start new ones. I need to finish some of the old ones.
Oh, amazing. I think a lot of people have got that as their resolution as well. In fact, we've got a photograph to show you. I think we got a photograph. So the one that you mentioned that was on the fan page, this is lovely Sue. Just finished my jellyfish, my first ever crochet animal. See, that does not look like somebody who is, crocheting an animal for the first time.
Fabulous, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Definitely head over to the Yarn Lane fan page. You'll get lovely inspiration. I hope you don't mind us showing that, Sue. It's absolutely brilliant. Sandra's asking, is there a koala in the Knitty Critters?
There is. Kev Koala.
Kev Koala. Are we going to bring him on air?
if we want.
Yeah, we'll speak to Rebecca Reed. Fingers crossed, we will.
Yeah.
We'll speak to Rebecca Reed because we definitely we do want the whole, all of the Knitty Critters collection, don't we? The whole animal kingdom.
If you look on the back of one of the boxes, spin the box round, and
look! That must be where you've spotted it. There's the koala. Kev, did you say?
Kev koala.
Let me move my face out the way. There we go. There's is that a hippo? And
That's
a frog?
hippopotamus. We've got Tiggle Ted, Tumble Ted, and Toggle Ted.
Okay.
So I think
different.
which one we've got? We've got the brown one. He comes in white and grey, I think.
We've got Tumble Ted today.
Squish jellyfish.
Frog.
I think it's Eddie Go-Go frog.
Have you made all these before?
Yes, all the ones that you've got there. Rosy rabbits on that picture as well.
Gosh, you are busy.
And one of the dogs. I can't see which dog it is.
Oh, they're amazing, aren't they? So yeah, we definitely will want to get more of these. We're going to try and bring you as many as we can. The ones from the previous show, they are on the website. So if you love Squish, the octopus, then you can still get him on the octopus, jellyfish. You can get him on the website still. He's available. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention, Claire?
I don't think so. I think we've rattled through quite a lot in that time.
Oh my word, we've gone through loads. It's brilliant. Thank you ever so much again.
My pleasure.
We will have a recap on all of these kits as well. We can't wait to have you back again with more. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you ever so much. Do you know when you're back on?
I don't.
Do you have a date yet?
I
No. We'll see you soon though.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you soon. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Right, let's just have a bit of a recap. So, we still have very small quantity, but we have got quantity of flow left. Remember, you get everything that you need in the box to be able to make lovely flow. $24.99. And Claire was saying, don't be put off by the fact that she looks quite complex. Actually, there isn't any colours to change other than the beak. You've got the lovely eyes, and she looks so glam, and it's a really good chance to be able to work in the round and also in a row as well. So you will learn lots of different techniques. $24.99, and you get all of your yarn included. You also get your toy stuffing. You also get your crochet hooks. You get your pattern. You have your extra yarn for all of the features as well. So everything that you need to get started, and it comes in a beautiful box as well. Do you know, it's not like, sometimes when you buy a cooking recipe packet where it says, oh, you just need to add this, 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 and this. It's got everything that you need to get going, which is brilliant. And it comes in a lovely box. So if you're gifting it to somebody that loves crochet or starting crochet, it's suitable for beginners. Now, those of you that shop with Yarn Lane already, or if you purchase with Sewing Street today, it's only 1 P&P across the whole day. You can mix and match across Sewing Street website and the Yarn Lane website, and still only pay 1 postage and packaging. The lovely Diggy, the Dachshund, he is absolutely gorgeous. Look at his eyes. Can you tell I'm trying not to get my face in? Where am I putting him in down? There we go. He is absolutely gorgeous, isn't he? I just love his colours. It's just because I haven't got any room, Elliot. There's a lot going on, and he's so tactile. I just want to cuddle him. He's so soft. $24.99. Look at his lovely eyes as well. So once again, you get everything that you need in there to create your lovely Diggy the Dachshund. He's nice and squidgy as well with the toy filling, but he still stands up. Still got lovely structure. £24.99 for lovely Diggy the Dachshund. The llama's sold out, sorry. Llama has sold out. We've got Tumble Ted. Tumble Ted is this one. There we go. There's Tumble Ted. Oh, look, with his mate Diggy. With his mate Diggy. $24.99. They are absolutely adorable. Look, they're all friends. They're all friends. Oh, Emma says you have to bring the frog next time, Claire. We'll make sure that we pass these messages on to Rebecca as well. She's back with you next week, I think. When's Rebecca back? Monday she's back in on Sewing Street, so we'll make sure that we leave a note on her desk, and it's Yarn Lane on Monday. In fact, it's Crochet Baby Toys, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I've got to do some winking to Rebecca Reed, haven't I? Right, we've also got Charlie Chimp. I'm going to sit him up here. Charlie Chimp. Look at him! So you've got the Barnet blanket yarn, you have your 8mm crochet hook and your 5mm crochet hook. You get your toy stuffing. You have, of course, the length of yarn that you need for his facial features, and he's so, look at him, cheeky chappy. You also have all of your instructions. And of course, watch back today's show because we showed lots of great tips and techniques from lovely Claire as well. $24.99. Now, don't forget about the Pocket Pals. Don't forget about the Pocket Pals. Oh, there's loads of you that Kat can see in baskets. Well done if you've already checked out. If you haven't, then do make sure you're making the most of it. Oh, she's saying, you know, it's like lovely little toys that children have as well. I think they look lovely as ornamental as well, not just for children. They're really nice, aren't they? $13.99. This is your Magical Kingdom. So it's enough to be able to make three of your crochet toys, and they do have this beautiful rainbow fluffy mane as well. You get everything that you need, the easy to follow pattern, your blanket tiny yarn for the mane, your face and for main, face and tail, your crochet hook and your toy filling. Now it says suitable for confident beginners. Suitable for confident beginners. All of the others are on the website. Is there any others that you want to show? There's the giraffe, there's the unicorns, and the Dashin as well. There's the giraffe. That's Gemma. Gemma Giraffe, £12 and £99. All extremely, extremely popular. Do make sure you are checking out as soon as you can. It's been a manic day. How quick has it gone? How quick has it gone? Elliot's saying, I'm exhausted. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm really, really excited for 2021. We've got so much lined up for you. So happy sewing, happy knitting, happy crocheting. Join us on Sewing Street live tomorrow from 8 a.m. with John Scott. And then Yarn Lane will be back with Rebecca Reed on Monday. I will see you next Thursday. Thank you so much for your company today. It's been an absolute pleasure to be back with you. Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy your New Year's Day. And of course, we're handing over to our lovely sister channel, Jewellery Maker. But I will see you next Thursday. John will see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.